Hello, good morning, bright, beautiful morning, Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome to our webinar, Future Ready HR. Welcome everyone. Flashade, welcome. Boluatife, welcome. Antonia Peters, welcome. As we explore this topic, smarter people and of course payroll for growing businesses. Welcome you all. We wait for like few seconds to have more people join the webinar as we explore this topic together. Future Ready HR, smarter people and payroll for growing businesses in Nigeria and beyond. My name is Fagbemi Taufik, Head of Direct Sales for Avetium Technologies. And of course, I have my colleague, Innocent, always also on call. Hello, Innocent. How are you doing?
Hello, good morning, Taufik. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar.
Innocent, I hope the rain is not really disturbing your movement in any way. You have a high spirit to get started today.
It's natural.
We get started straight down to actually save the time of those who are here already as we await others to join. So here we'll be exploring already HR, having a smarter people, and of course having a smarter technology like payroll for growing businesses in Nigeria and beyond. And I'll be here to do justice to this session. And of course, we can actually explore more opportunities after here and get along with this. So agenda will be exploring the following topics: the current HR landscape as we have it currently, the future of HR, trying to explore the emerging trends within the HR practices, the trends that are shaping the HR realities in the future. Of course, a future-ready framework to see a system where people, process, and technology are immersed together to provide a very new experience into people culture within the workplace. Also explore the HR as a catalyst for business growth. Also looking at payroll being the engine room for your HR ecosystem. And of course, explore digital HR and payroll in action, envisioning the future, your future as an HR practitioner. Of course, we want to explore what our customers saying in the real world needs to actually look at how payroll or a solution is actually helping their businesses, or what are the challenges they're trying to solve across their businesses. Of course, we want to also explore the key takeaways, building your future ready HR, and position ourselves and reminding you as your core and favorite partner when it comes to deploying HR technology. That's from Avetium's point of view. So these are the things we'll be exploring. I also want to start by letting us into these little statistics. I mean, numbers don't lie. Statistics don't lie. That's the reality of data. It can be brutal. That 80% of HR professionals believe that incorporating HR technologies into their processes possibly impacts employee attitude towards the company, right? This is actually a quotation from Flair HR, exploring 200 HR statistics and data, right? So this is data, it doesn't lie, right? And I actually want to look at the current landscape. What is currently, trending among some small size, medium sized businesses to see different units or aspects of HR working in silos in disjointed form, where recruitment systems are manually operated with handoffs, and from the recruitment to onboarding process being done manually with paper formats, manual entries, and all. These are the order of the day with some companies as we currently stand. In the day of age and technology, company running manual is almost an aberration, right? You also look at employee data. A lot of data are actually sitting with the HR team, where insights can actually be gathered about employees' recruitment, retirement, data relating to payroll, and so on and so forth. These are sitting with HR. But when you have a disjointed system that are not collating this data properly, you don't have the intelligence information to be able to relate properly into the realities of what this can actually offer a company and the intelligence that actually come with it. Attendance and leave, you have a system where attendance are operated manually through spreadsheets or manual write down, or all those that actually come with people calling via phone to request for leave, or chat via WhatsApp, when you can easily automate the whole process and you have a good data to back them all up. And you have a payroll system that is currently being run with a spreadsheet using calculation, manual, or direct transfer from companies owners straight to employees. this is not coordinated, it's not scientific, it's not proven, and it's not process enabling, as we all actually understand. So putting all this together, we see that HR processes can actually get better with due technology in the workplace to explore. So we run a poll. I mean, you can actually vote on this and see, let's even see what is the biggest challenge that you actually encounter as an HR person. What are the challenges your team is currently facing right now? Is it about payroll accuracy or compliance? Is it about recruitment, onboarding delays, employee engagement, manual process, or data silos, or any other thing that is not even mentioned among the four? Just type in the comment section. We'll be able to pick them up and engage, and of course see how that works. From the data, we can actually tell whether what is the biggest results that's troubling an HR practitioner within the workplace, right? So as we explore this, we also want to check, how does any of these challenges impact on your businesses? How does it impact on your HR practices? How does it affect you in any way? This is what we want to explore together within this system. So, I mean, we're actually expecting the feedback of the poll and to ensure that you get your feedback. Drop your votes. We actually want to see the feedback from this poll. So the question again is, what's the biggest HR challenge your team is currently facing right now? Is it payroll accuracy and compliance? Is it about recruitment and onboarding delays on processes? Is it about employee engagement, how you are not able to be able to engage your employee properly? Or is it the manual process in which data are running in silos, or any other thing that is actually not mentioned within this? Just pick one of these questions, and we want to actually see what is the biggest headache HR is currently facing within the place. We have only 1 minute more for this poll to actually end. If there's anything that you actually feel that is not part of what is actually mentioned here, you can state them in the comment section. We will be able to relate with it better, and of course see it as part of feedback that can enrich experience and ease the life of HR person. You have a few seconds to go as we close out the poll, and I'm hoping that we're actually getting responses from this poll and get your feedback to be able to feed in other HR practitioner even better, right? So of course, so as we are on to this, we have more people joining. Yeah, you may have missed 2 or 3 slides, but it's nice that you're actually joining at this time for us to explore the future ready HR together and see how this should affect and of course possibly impact our experience as an organization, right? So from the results, we are actually seeing that the major part of this result is showing that manual process and data silos is carrying the biggest headache for HR practitioner, closely followed by employee engagement. How do you engage your employee in actually ensuring that you have a very happy people, motivated people? Also followed closely is a payroll accuracy and compliance. And also AI recruitment and onboarding is also a challenge. Nobody is actually putting anything outside this. I just want to assume, okay, the biggest is the manual process. And that's actually talking to the whole of this webinar in the first place, that you don't run an HR system manually. You run it with technology from all ends. Payroll is just one of them. The recruitment system is actually another one. Onboarding, attendance, so many things you can actually automate with technology and ensure that you have a very seamless system where data are highly collated and you have the best of information when it comes to HR practices, as it were. So, I mean, the result of this data is actually showing well that, I mean, the thought of this webinar is really, really much on point. Thank you for the feedback on the webinar, and I think we have a good percentage of respondents on this webinar. Also, so let's now look at what are the emerging trends shaping the HR reality, shaping the HR practices in Nigeria and of course globally. So we see a growing trend of people using HR to transform their businesses, trying to ensure that traditional way of doing things are being run more agile, more strategic with a data-driven system. So in this case, I mean, some people actually adopt AI automation and AI system to ensure that their HR system is streamlined, and of course, they'll be able to do a more smarter chatbots for HR queries within an organization system. The AI-powered payroll checks to ensure that payroll are run in an automated way, and of course, they are something that is actually helping them to check without errors to ensure that a payroll system runs very perfectly with no errors. Self-service culture to ensure that organization can actually explore and interact with HR practices wherever they are in the world, even in their toilet, in their bedroom, they can actually apply for leave, check their pay slip, fill their tax form, and of course, relate to anything relating to HR practices with the comfort of their own through using their mobile devices. So with this, half of HR job is actually off their neck because what they only get are notifications as to what employee requests are. This is in no measure making a whole system very small, smarter, and everybody becomes very agile. Data and analytics. I mean, like I said earlier, a lot of data is sitting with the HR managers, HR team, and without effective use of these tools, you won't be able to have this intelligence. So a lot of things are actually flying in terms of payslip access, leave, attendance, and everything. So everything actually come together for HR to be able to analyze trends of attrition, absenteeism, even presenteeism, as they call it in the workplace, and of course, payroll forecasting and trend analysis. And so all these data are put together to talk intelligence into what business decisions should be made. Then wellness engagement, of course, using HR to be able to track employees' performance to ensure that employees are able to, they get happy within the workplace. To ensure that with HR practices, with HR tools, you can be able to put policies, plans, and culture in place to ensure that your organization have very happy people, their process actually being followed, the health checks, the culture, the other soft part of employee engagement, apart from the hard reason why they were originally employed. These are things that make a workplace very interesting for people to stay and, of course, to work with in a very happy manner, highly motivated. Holistic employee support program. Of course, with a very coordinated technology system, you can have reminders. You can have reminders set as to who is actually qualified for training, for personal development, for maybe holidays as a result of boredom within the system, and so many things. So by the time you have all these things in place, you have a very perfect system to ensure that everybody becomes very happy within your workplace. Then integration first, seamless integration. I mean, like I said earlier, some HR processes are actually working in silos. You don't have a very effective HR where HR, payroll, and finance is not handshake. So the handshake within these two is very integral in bringing a lot of intelligence into a workplace to ensure that data from the HR is talking well to the payroll, and of course, finance can actually see from a single dashboard, bring intelligence in terms of when costs are going up or going down, when there is exit within the system, and so many things that actually come with it. So when data clocks together, they are speaking one language to the intelligence and to the delight of a business owner that can make it even a smarter decision as a result of that. Then global compliance. This is the best, most important aspect. Organization can actually have done everything right and lose into a wrong compliance if they don't do what is right. So you have a system that is actually ensuring that in terms of labor law, labor regulations, in terms of payroll law and the likes, your company is highly compliant within the system. And that's what we have actually put forward. We are going to a world whereby nothing actually wrong without technology, and trying to standardize everything, make things easier for you, and of course make the organization to be having a well stand when it comes to image and so on and so forth. So this is a lot to brood about, and of course to think about. And looking at what actually makes an HR, future ready HR should only not look at people. I mean, in the past, what HR actually focuses on is the people, but here we've actually introduced the process, and now so when you have people and process without technology, it's almost a zero. So you have a people that are highly elevated, highly experienced, and of course they have you have a very strong engagement within this HR and employee feedback. You have a very you are able to drive a very strong culture within the system. You make them very adaptable, and you grow that within your system. Within it, central to it is actually building a good process that make all these things clock together, streamline your process, and of course standardize them to make a very create a workflow that make things easy, from appraiser system to from recruitment to onboarding to appraiser to performance metrics and measurements, even to retirement, to payroll system. You have a process in place that talks one into the other, and then that makes the organization very, 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 very effective. And of course, the technology part. Without technology, where can you go? How much can you do without technology. So, I mean, this is a lot that, I mean, technology people will always want to be happy to talk about, and that's why we are here. So, my colleague Innocent will have some thought to drop on this area of technology as it affects the future ready HR framework. Innocent, I would like you to drop your thoughts on this. What do you think?
Thank you, Taufik. Yes, so future ready HR is actually a forward thinking HR. Okay. HR experts understand how to manage employees within every business, how to motivate employees, how to retain employees, and they apply streamlined standards, okay, in form of processes. But a future-ready HR will not just think about being able to manage their employees and being able to come up with streamlined processes. They are also meant to be interested in technologies that will help them transform HR operations. That is why we say technology powers HR that are ready to be able to effectively manage their employees as they scale. All right. Such technologies include deployment of integrated systems, and those systems are meant to be fully secured. All right. These technologies are also meant to be able to provide insights, okay, with the help of AI and analytics. At a glance, you are able to see the trend of the performance of your team and your workforce data within a glance. And businesses with leaders are able to make important decisions with the help of technologies.
Thank you so much, Innocent. You now say that, I mean, you look at HR as a catalyst for business growth. Like I said earlier, without human resources department functioning very well, business cannot grow, because central to this is attracting right talent, managing right talent, retaining them, and actually growing them into the leader within the organization. That's when you have advocates of business growth within the organization itself. So I want to look at motivated workforce to ensure that smart HR and payroll systems free teams from manual tasks, allowing more focus on high value, growth driven focus system, and ensure that everybody focuses on what they are actually very, very good at. And of course, leadership focus to ensure that the executive can dedicate their energy to strategic scaling, thinking, and of course innovation, instead of running a firefighting approach where things just happen haphazardly without scientific approach, straightforward system, and the likes. And this is very, very, very important to ensure that organizations are actually very good. What do you think, Innocent?
Yes, you are absolutely correct, because every business is working to ensure that there is continuous improvement, continuous growth, and as organizations scale, you need agile process. You need technologies that will help to um, make your work faster, all right? Because the less time an employee or employees spend in performing certain functions, the more productive such employees are. So you need to be able to have digital HR tools that will help to scale or manage your operations by the time the business scales. And you also need technologies that will help you make important business decisions, because when you have your trend, you just need to analyze what the trend is saying, and you're able to take instant decision that will help the business in the future. So as part of HR being a catalyst for organizations growth, and we've also talked about you being able to provide various HR tools that will help to manage operations of the HR team. One of the tools is a payroll system, which is like an engine room for the HR team. And according to Dave Ulrich, who is the father of modern HR, he says that HR is not just a number, it is the heart of your organization, and it is the utmost expression of value you place on your people's contribution. What that tells us is that HR plays a key role in organization survival. And for every organization to survive, you need loyal employees. You need employees that have confidence in their workplace. You need an organization where the HR team is able to work with minimal risk. Okay, let's take employees' trust, for example. If an employee knows that month on month they're able to receive their salaries without any error, without any escalation of not receiving their actual entitlement, it creates a positive perspective about the organization. Okay, it boosts the organization's reputation as far as that employee is concerned. Okay, and one of the um, issues around payroll management is also on compliance. All right, for example, there is what we call pay as you earn tax calculation. If you are using a manual process, there is high chance that in some of the calculations or adjustments, there may be error. But with automated HR solution like Avetium Payroll system, you are able to reduce such risk. And it proves efficiency because within a short time, you are able to process your payroll end to end. Okay, so having seen the importance of payroll solutions, another question is, what do we think are the biggest challenges within every organization as far as payroll is concerned? Let us take some polls to see the biggest challenges organizations face with payroll. So one of them, while you are dropping your votes, one of them is compliance and regulation, which was what I talked about earlier. All right. And the manual use of manual processes is also prone to errors. But with automated system, you have high accuracy in your payroll calculation. So errors are part of the challenges in payroll management, integration with HR tools, too much manual work. There are still so many organizations that are processing payroll on spreadsheets. Okay, and it makes those of you who are still processing with spreadsheets aware that it is actually a tedious process. So let's now take a look at the polls. So from the poll, the top challenge here we can see based on the votes from the participants is around errors. Okay, and the next one is too much manual work on payroll calculation. Then the other two are compliance. I think compliance and regulations with integration have the same percentage. The importance of having accurate payroll calculation cannot be overemphasized. Okay, you can imagine the feeling when an employee works from the beginning of the month to the end of the month, and at the end of the day, because there is slight salary adjustment or a form of proration or some form of calculations, and someone is now unhappy because he has been underpaid, or part of the bonuses were not paid and all that due to error. We can all avoid it by using automated systems like Avetium Payroll solution. So at this point, we'll take a look at the payroll solution. Avetium Payroll solution. I'll be sharing my screen to see what Avetium Payroll solution looks like. Okay. After this session, you can book for a detailed demo, but I'll just walk us through the interface to see this is Avetium Payroll solution. Okay, and with Avetium Payroll solution, you have automated salary proration, okay, which will reduce error. You're also able to create flexible salary components, okay, based on how you calculate your salary structure in the organization, and task calculations are also accurate. We have dynamic pay slips on Avetium payroll system. So at the end of the month, employees get their pay slips. And there is also salary approval management module for internal audit process and approval. Then the system is user friendly. Avetium payroll system is easy to use, highly secured, and also integrated with HR solutions, other HR applications. So if you're already using other HR applications, Avetium payroll system can easily be integrated, and you are able to update, have this automated synchronization between the payroll team managing HR and those are managing payroll. If you take a look at this model, we have various ways of onboarding employees, either through bulk upload. So if you have your Excel sheet, for those that are also using spreadsheet, you can easily use this module to download and upload all your employees from spreadsheets. With those, for those that are using existing HR management solution, with the integration module we have, you can click with the click of a button, all your employee details are automatically synced with Avetium payroll system. Then the next, after onboarding employees, you being able to manage month-on-month payroll for employees. This is actually where you have the employee module in case you want to edit some information about the employees. All right. But on a monthly basis, if you need to process payroll, this is the payroll module where you are able to perform different functions. All right. Some of them activities that may happen within while you are processing payroll include salary adjustment like proration. Someone resumed maybe middle of the month, and at the end of the month, you need to pay the employee based on the number of days worked. With this button is just select the date of resumption and the employee's salary is automatically calculated, including other components that make up the employee's salary. Then if you're done with all your salary adjustments and you want to request for approval, maybe you have an internal team that first audits employees' payroll before you process it. This is where you click a button to request for approval. On all the approvals, we get notification based on their levels of approval, because we have multi-level approval on the payroll system. And the moment your payroll is approved, you can generate salary. This generate salary button helps to disburse if you want to disburse directly from the payroll system to employees' bank account, or you want to use it to generate your pay schedule before disbursement. Our system also gives you that flexibility. Then another aspect is you being able to view employees' payslip as the admin. Apart from the fact that employees are also able to see their payslips, you can come to view payslip to see what the payslip looks like for each employee, and that is what they will also receive with a click of a button. Once you generate your salary, you made your disbursement, at the end of the day, you don't have to worry about month-on-month payroll report, because there is automated payroll report that is generated on the system after you clicked on that generate salary button. It will also help you to streamline pension report. So if you need all the data that you need, all the information that you need to be able to remit pension is generated automatically on the system. Tax report is also automatically generated for filing. So our payroll system is simple, easy to use, automated, and within a click, you are onboarded on the system to enjoy all the benefits of using automated payroll solution. Now, you've seen how Avetium Payroll system looks like, and we have onboarded so many organizations on the system, and what most of them say is the fact that Avetium Payroll system is easy to use, and we're able to provide that. Another is that Avetium Payroll system, you don't have to break the bank to be able to use it. It's affordable, all right, with all the features that you need to process payroll end to end. And another feedback from customers is that Avetium Payroll is also flawless, it's highly secured. Okay, so we are offering you this opportunity. Even if you're not using manual process at the moment, you have some other payroll solutions you are using, you can easily be onboarded on Avetium Payroll system, and that's it.
That's quite very fantastic. Thank you, Innocent, taking us through the flow of technology, looking at how payroll being the central tool for HR practices, retaining employees and gaining their trust, and of course, making them loyal to the system, which is quite very important, of course, from corporate image point of view, how much you tend to lose from brand image due to failed payroll, slow payments, or error every month in, month out. Other things that I know that you actually mentioned mostly is also that organizations are always very happy when they know there is a payroll, talking to them as a Nigerian, talking Nigerian regulatory system, easily plugging into Nigerian regulatory, and of course we are even doing it without having to break the banks. Very affordable compared to what you have there and compared to the functionality that this payroll has got to offer. See, this is actually a lot, of benefit when it comes to, for those who actually understand how this space works and how this particular technology work. And like we have said, this is just one technology out of several that you can actually use within the HR system to make your life much more easier, right? And the key takeaways here so far is ensure that you as a business thrive, when you thrive, that you're actually growing your business with strategic deployment of technology to make your HR practices even much more better to the delight of your company and to the growth of your organization. People first, then tech centered. You want to deploy a technology that is a future ready for people, that is able to actually blend human centric practices into a very cutting edge technology to ensure that each blends to the other and to deliver a very strong, future ready HR practices and systems. Of course, your payroll, you want a system where your payroll actually drives growth. Smarter payroll also unlocks employees' trust, and build their retention, and of course, fuels business expansion as you would have it. We actually want to employ you now that you don't wait till tomorrow before you take the action into deploying technology. For example, changing your payroll system or deploying one, as we have earlier demonstrated, within your HR practices. This actually make you stronger, make you better as an organization, and make you, of course, very future ready. So this is the core takeaway. But I want to leave the forum for questions, feedbacks, and the reactions as we get into the final lap of this engagement. So ask your questions, drop your questions on the button. We'll be able to respond to them. And of course, others can also learn from your insights. So we'd like to get that feedback from you as we get into the final lap of our engagement. Drop your questions. We want to interact with you. We want to get your feedback from this session, right? Okay, so I think I have some questions here. We have staff working remotely and in different countries. How do these systems handle multi-location compliance without adding more complexity? This is a technology question. We said earlier, you are looking at an HR system that is, thinking globally, employing people from different walks of life across different regions, and ensure that things actually runs smoothly. This is very central to our deployment, and of course, we would be glad to get your feedback. Innocent, what would you say to this question?
All right, thank you. Yes, so if you have employees that are working in different countries, we understand that there are different regulatory um, regulations guiding payroll management in different countries. And our system also has the capacity, okay, to be able to manage payroll in different currencies in different countries. So on the payroll system, you can select the location of the employee and also pick the currency that is applicable to such employee. When I was sharing my screen, if you checked the report module, there was a part that showed dollar reports. So you can proceed. There are employees you are paying in dollars, and there are some you're paying in naira, or as the case may be. You can process their payroll, and the applicable uh, taxes or deductions will be made accordingly.
Thank you so much, Innocent. Questions are actually pouring in. That's what's the biggest mistake you see businesses make when modernizing HR and payroll? How can we avoid it? I mean, this person is actually trying to look at the cost of change. You are switching from one solution to the other, or you are trying to update your existing system to become technology compliant. So this is actually a big one, not just HR. When you are changing change management entirely, is always a big deal. So this person wants to know, how do you manage that change process as far as HR and payroll is concerned, trying to adopt technology? Innocent?
Yes, so firstly, we understand there is this natural resistance to change. Okay. And we're also aware that data migration or being able to have your historical payroll data is important. Okay. When you are switching from a particular software payroll solution to another. Avetium Payroll system also has that capacity to be able to effectively migrate your data from other payroll solutions to our system. So it's not really an issue. It's seamless, and we are open to help you transform your businesses and be able to modernize your HR. And we are fully available to provide support, because that is one of the areas we pride ourselves on. We don't just sell products. Um, what is more important to us is the after sales support. So we are available to help you with the whole process of transformation end to end.
Thank you so much, Innocent. So the another question is actually about integration. The question is, HR processes are quite scattered across different tools. I can imagine somebody using Excel here, then using another solution to manage recruitment, then onboarding and part of HR. So the question is integration really possible without replacing everything all at once? So this is actually talking to number one, change management. Number two is also talking to cost of switch. He's also talking to the experience when you're actually coming to a new environment when it comes to technology. So this is more like three questions in one. So the simple question is integration really possible without replacing everything all at once? Innocence, your response to this?
Yes. So if you have scattered business HR processes, integration is possible. You can have an ecosystem where all your HR processes are streamlined, and with the help of ERPs that we provide, you can have, because when you talk about HR processes, it's not just about payroll, just like what you initially showed us, starting with recruitment. How do you recruit employees? There are applications for that manage that you can use to manage recruitment end to end, then onboarding the employees, all right, being able to give them the necessary training, being able to manage the performance of the employees, the day-to-day operations of employees, attendance, leave, and all that. All these are various processes before you even talk about their payroll. These are various processes that can be integrated into one ecosystem to help your businesses and help your HR perform better. So we have solutions that can help you streamline all your processes.
Okay, Innocent, that's very spot on. So, I mean, more question. One is now saying that we currently use spreadsheets for our payroll. Yeah, I can imagine. But transitioning feels very overwhelming. And so the question is, how do we avoid disruptions to monthly salary process during the implementation? You have a company that wants to adopt a new technology, try to automate their payroll system, and say I can actually even imagine a mid-sized business or big-sized business, and they will actually want to transition within a month or two. And yes, they want to get into that point whereby they use that payroll to make salary, and the fear is failure of in terms of payroll timeline, payment timeline, and of course errors that comes with that. It can be very overwhelming. So how do you actually avoid these distractions and salary processing?
Okay, so that is the beauty of Avetium Payroll solution. Like we stated earlier, that it is easy to use, and for you to set up Avetium Payroll system within few minutes, your payroll solution is ready. Okay, then you referenced organizations that are still using spreadsheets and how they can easily transit. It's simply being able to upload your payroll data to the system. And apart from that, we can help you uh, structure your payroll if it is complex, if you feel it is not the way it should be. We can help you to restructure your payroll system before uploading it directly to the solution. And if you want to proceed, let's say you have there's an organization that wants to use Avetium Payroll this month. Today is 24th, all right, and you want to use Avetium Payroll to process your organization's payroll. Between now and tomorrow, your payroll for the month can be ready for you to complete your employees' payroll management end to end. So it's easy to use, and setting up the payroll is within few minutes.
That seems to be like what we'll call a plug and play. Take it, plug it, and play it, and the payroll is live. That's quite very fantastic, and it looks like something that even a first-time user would be able to easily relate to it. I have a very fantastic question here. Yeah, we've been actually talking about future-ready HR, so it's not just about payroll. So the person is actually asking, recruitment management, onboarding employee profile, self-service, performance confirmation, disciplinary, all parts of the HR, also HR suits would need integration with other third-party apps. Okay, so Innocent, you get that question right. So looking at different parts of the HR parts apart from payroll, I mean, where you want to actually have them as a single suit. Does it require additional integration or with any third party, or is something you can actually get on a single suit?
It does not require a third party. This is simply the covering all the steps that I mentioned around HR processes. In some organizations, you have different disjointed applications for to perform all this. Okay, but in a single application, you have all these processes put together.
All right. For the sake of time, I'll just take this last question, and the other ones we can actually always respond to them in after the webinar. So the question is, what best practices should businesses follow to make sure they remain compliant with local labor laws and tax regulation when using a Zoho solution?
Okay, it's simple. Reach out to us at Avetium Consult. Our Avetium Payroll solution will help you with that.
For the sake of time, we can always relate after this webinar to engage us for further question. And while we are trying to close out, I would not want to close without talking about us as a company. Avetium Consults is a business with two legs, one side of technology, the other side of outsourcing. The part of technology is the one that actually deploy different kind of software technology to feed business needs. We deploy enterprise solutions, deploy unified communication, core IT solutions, data security solutions, ITSMS solutions, and of course, managed services to help organization grow their business, ease their operation, and of course, scale their businesses too. And of course, make them technology compliant as it were. They become more agile and more effective, and of course, better from cost control. Then the other side is the outsourcing part, where we actually deploy this solution from a people point of view. Our contact center as a service to companies. We have workforce management system. We have managed services, then IT outsourcing and consulting. These are the people part of our businesses. As we deploy the technology, we deploy the people. Two businesses are standing leg to leg with different focus as it were. So that is Avetium for you. And of course, Avetium also partner with different organizations to offer HR services, payroll transformation, consulting services, and ensure that we try to help you to design a tailored made ready HR solution, a tailor-made IT solution, tailor-made enterprise application solution, and software as a service to ensure that you have a best-in-class experience within your workplace and provide hands-on expertise. We actually leverage on our very big IT team to ensure that we deploy something that is custom to you. And more importantly is the fact that we don't leave the technology on your table. We ensure that we walk you through to make sure you enjoy the technology, use it well, and we give you 24/7 support all around the year to ensure that you have the best experience on our platform. And as a company, we are glad to actually also mention that we partner with different providers. Number one, we actually partner with different OEM to provide the best class of OEM. From Zoho, for example, we are advanced partner to Zoho, premium partner to Udusoft in Nigeria, or Zendex, Cisco, Sophos, Vim, our companies we currently partner with from OEM standpoint to provide best-in-class solution to help your businesses and streamline your operations. Also, we deploy MTN plugging into these solutions, non-mobile health or HP managing you to be able to even provide downline solutions also to help your businesses function. We plug 1, 2, 3 of these solutions together to provide products and OEM products together to give you a unique experience about what you want your operation to actually achieve. So this for us is not about what we actually have as a product, it's about what the challenges you are trying to solve as an organization. Once you get your challenges, we plug different solutions together to address that concern. So it becomes your product, your solution, not our own, because we are building something to effectively address your organization requirements. Also, we also want to actually also inform us that this slide would also be available for future reference. This recording will be live after this webinar for you to have easy access to it. They can actually be transferred to people for them to watch on our social media channels, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and all. You'll be able to access them and have the best of it. Reference to them. And of course, you can also book a free consultation with us right there and now, and ensure that you have full information about our HR and payroll operations, and of course have access to several solutions that we provide from Avetium. We appreciate your time within this webinar. Thank you for your participation, for the interaction, for the questions, and so on and so forth, for your time, more importantly. And we implore you to reach out to us in any of our offices in Ikeja, in Lekki, being a head office in Lukbeju, and of course, across all our social media channels. You can reach us through either email, phone numbers. And I also want to even mention that we are also we provide services in Nigeria and outside of it. We have companies, organizations we actually serve outside of Nigeria, in Ghana, in Kenya, and beyond. So we are very much available to deploy our resources to ensure that you have the best of experience while using our solution. This slide will be available to be shared across all our social media channels. And of course, this webinar this is actually recorded. You can access them and be able to make reference to them in the future. Thank you for your time. We appreciate every bit, every minute you spend with us. And we hope that we can actually do a lot together. Innocent, we've been working together, and I actually appreciate you. We want to give a closing remarks to this session as we wrap up this in the next few minutes.
Thank you so much for participating in today's webinar. We appreciate the time.
All right. Thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a nice, beautiful day ahead. Thank you.